Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the 1970 United States Lincoln penny. We have 5 of the S pennies right here because the S pennies, what 1970 is famous for, the large date and small date S pennies. There are a couple different kinds of S pennies. The San Francisco Mint in 1970 did make proof pennies, and here's one of them right here, and this is the 1970 proof Lincoln cent. You can see it's kind of shiny, just a little bit different feel to it. This is not a deep cameo or anything. This is just a regular proof cent. It's chipped up. It's been used. It just got thrown in with some of the other ones. In 1970, they made 2.6 million proof pennies. Saying God We Trust at the top, Liberty here, 1970 here, and then way down underneath, right there, for Victor David Brenner, the engraver of these coins. This is a 95% copper, 5% zinc. It's called a bronze coin. And then we get to the back, we see that's a Lincoln Memorial reverse. United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here. Lincoln way down in there. Way over to the side, you can see an F and a G for Frank Gasparo, the engraver. The back of these coins says 1 cent here. Then let's look at what we're talking about in terms of the date and the money. So there's a large date and a small date, and they all have the S mint mark on them. There's a large date, small date proof coin, and then there's a large date, small date regular S coin. And by regular S coin, what do I mean? Well, in San Francisco in 1970, they minted regular coins. San Francisco wasn't only a proof mint back then, it did regular circulating coins also. And so this is the 1970 S circulating coin, and this had a small date and a large date on it too. And at the San Francisco Mint in 1970, they made 693 million. And they come in both varieties. I honestly cannot tell you much of the difference between them. One of the things I can tell you, however, is that the dates are pretty similar, but the S's are all over the place, and I'll show you. This S is kind of pretty high. This one you could get, put a piece of paper through it. This one's pretty high, but look at this one here. This is not a proof coin, but the S is way lower. So look at this one versus this one. You can see how the S just drops way down below the numbers. So what happens is some of this stuff is really hard to tell the large date and the small date because the S's are all over the place. So this one way stuck up in there, the S's almost touches a 9. This one way down below. This one kind of in the middle. I can't honestly tell any of these whether they're the large date or the small date. This one looks like a large date to me with the S way up in there. This one looks like a small date with the S way down below. But what's the value of some of these proof coins? Well, if you can get a proof 1970 DCAM with a small date, it's worth about $9,500. If you can get a proof 1970 proof 69 with a large date DCAM, it's worth $700. What about the other mints? Well, Denver made the coins too, and you can tell they made a couple different forms of the D here. This one's a really loose kind of light D. This one's a bright D, but they didn't have the large date, small date issues at Denver. They just made regular coins at Denver. They made 2.9 billion of those regular coins, and 2 of them have graded at MS67 plus and are worth $3,500. They also made them at the Philadelphia Mint, and that would be a no mint mark coin, 1.9 billion. So between Philly and Denver, 4.8 billion. So there's plenty of them out there to look through, but don't look at the Philly and the Denver for large date, small date. Those will all be on the San Francisco Mint coins with the S underneath. At the Philadelphia Mint, they found 4 Mint State 67 pluses so far, and those are worth $5,500 each. Now, when I say 1970, some of you who collect coins from around the world are very familiar with the year 1970 because that, of course, was the last year that the pound sterling coins were made. All of these are in a holder, and there's a reason for that, and that's because even though Britain made the pound sterling coins, you can see this is a 2 shilling, this is the half crown, this is the 6 pence, this is the 1 shilling, and there's another 1 shilling. So this is the Scottish 1 shilling with the lion standing up. This is the English 1 shilling with the lions lying down. They made the large penny, even though they didn't circulate any of these. They made the large halfpenny, this is the Sir Francis Drake ship, and they made the 3 pence. There were 480 large half pennies in a British pound sterling and 240 large pennies. That makes you understand why they moved to the decimalization in 1971 with 100 pennies per pound rather than 240 and 200 half pennies per pound, 200 half pennies per pound rather than 480. But those pennies aren't the ones we're looking at today. We're looking at the 1970 Lincoln U.S. pennies, and here are all 3 of the mints. Here's the S's, there's the Philly, and there is the Denver right here. All right, have a great day from DC Coin Roll International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.